Hi, today we're going to talk about citrus, and I've got a lovely little citrus tree here. It's just a youngster, and in spring you can see the gorgeous flowers that are so scented. The scent is absolutely divine. Little plants like this set way too much flower and then they set too much fruit. So it's really important to disbud your citrus. You can disbud them either when they're in this flower stage, just take flowers off like this really quickly, or if you want to enjoy the scent of these beautiful little flowers, you can leave them on, and then when your fruitlets are very small, just go round and pull them off, and just leave one or two when your little plant is this big, just one or two on each stem. So you might be leaving maybe just half a dozen fruit for the first year, and then after that, when it's tripled in size, you can pretty much let it done. So here I am just disbudding and leaving just one or two on each axil, and I'll just go over the whole plant like that. It doesn't take very long, and it's a very enjoyable job because the scent is divine. So that's sort of what you're looking for, just one or maybe one or two per branch when it's this size. So here I've got my little hardwood late orange with just a few fruit sets left on him. In this way, instead of putting all its energy into making a massive amount of fruit, it can put its energy into making a massive amount of branches. So if you keep your citrus well fed and well watered through the summer, a little plant like this would probably triple in size, and the next coming winter you'll have probably maybe 6 fruit for the first winter, and that will be ample for such a little plant. And the following winter, of course, you'll have lots. Often people will ask, is it natural for my fully grown citrus to lose fruit in the spring or late spring? And yes, it is. Most citrus will set way too much fruit, even for a big tree, so they naturally lose some of the fruit every year. And this is the sort of, dare I say, mess that you get from all the excess flower and excess little fruitlets that have dropped off. So this is what's come off 3 or 4 citrus, the extra little fruits that they've disbudded themselves because they've decided they have too much fruit to manage. This is my 15-year-old Tahitian lime tree, and you can see it's got plenty of fruit set right the way through, enough fruit for us because I've disbudded it last year. But this year it has produced a massive amount of fruit again, and there's no way that even a tree this size can manage all this fruit that's set on the end. So I'm just going to go through roughly and take off some extra fruit, so I've got 2 or 3 or 4 like I've left here on the end of each branch, and then they're going to produce lovely big fat juicy limes. If I let all the fruit mature, some fruit would drop off naturally again, but I'd be left with small dry little fruit, and that's not what you want on your lime tree at all, is it? And there's no point in making the tree even produce more fruit than it can manage. I mean, here's another big branch, absolutely smothered in fruit. Now it doesn't need to make all of that into mature fruit at all, so I would take some of that off. I don't want any of this fruit to get any bigger because it's going to take so much energy out of the tree. So remember, in spring, hop on in, get stuck into your citrus trees, disbud as much as you can. It's a bit of a prickly job, but it's enjoyable because the scent's so wonderful, and you'll be doing your citrus a great service. When you're planting your new citrus, I recommend that you use ICAN slow food. It feeds very evenly for a 2-year period. Then, once your citrus has got going, I top it up 3 times a year when the weather's really warm, so it's something like September, December and March, and I give it Novatec because it's really high in nitrogen and it's got a good level of potash as well. To keep your leaves really, really, really green, because citrus is renowned for going yellow, I use Biopower Seaweed Flake. It gives you really big, green, deep leaves.